So I thought it would be fun to share with you my special foundation routine. This is a routine that I would wear for a night out, something special. If I was going to a wedding, if I was doing my wedding makeup again, which I did do some of these steps for my wedding makeup. But it's for any special occasion that you want to amp up your look from the everyday to like that extra va voom. It involves all my highlighting and contouring with my cream products and all that good stuff. So if you want to see how I would do my special occasion foundation and contour routine and, you know, to achieve this kind of va voom amped up foundation look, then stay tuned for the tutorial and I'll talk to you soon. So my face is freshly washed and I've already done my eyebrows, and the first thing I'm going to go in with is my Caudalie Beauty Elixir, and I'm just going to spritz this over my face and tap it in with my hands so it can get fully absorbed, and let that sit for a couple of minutes before I move on. So this next step is optional, but I like to apply a serum before I apply my moisturizer, and this is the Peter Thomas Roth Vis 1000, which is a hyaluronic acid serum, and I'm applying this all over my skin and just dabbing it in, and apply a little bit down my neck as well, and just allow this to sit for a couple minutes. Next up is my eye treatment, and I'm going to use the Miracle Worker from Philosophy. This is the Miraculous Anti-Aging Retinol Eye Repair, and I'm going to apply this under my eyes and tap it in, and I'm ensuring that I concentrate on my eye contour, under my eyes, and on the outside where you can get those crow feet kind of fine lines. Yes, so I'm applying that and just dabbing it in. I'm going to follow this up with my face moisturizer, and I'm using the Algenist Multi-Perfecting Pore Corrector Gel Moisturizer, which is oil-free, and this is great for oily skin because it's lightweight, because it's a gel formula and it absorbs really quickly into the skin, and it's oil free, so it won't leave you with that greasy, shiny, oily film that some cream moisturizers can do for oily skin. So I'm applying that all over my face. I'm making sure I get in my T-zone and also apply a little bit down my neck, and I'm gonna let this sit and absorb into my skin for a couple of minutes. Since it absorbs quickly, I don't have to fuss about waiting 5-10 minutes for this. A couple of minutes will do. Now before I apply any concealer or any foundation, I'm going to go in with a color corrector product, and this is actually a highlight product, but it works great as a color corrector because it is a nice orange shade, and this is Peach Lustre Prep and Prime highlighter from MAC, and I'm going to apply that under my eyes where I have darkness and along the sides of my mouth, and I'm going to let this product sit for a couple of minutes just to get a little bit more drier in texture so it's not as creamy and runny. And then I'm going to blend it in with my Stila number 33 foundation brush, and this is a dual-ended brush. I'm using the larger side to blend that in around my eye contour area and along the sides of my mouth, and I'm making sure that I get into the corners of my eyes where I can show a lot of darkness. This peach corrector is going to go ahead and cancel out some of this darkness so you don't have to apply too much product to conceal. Then for my concealer, I'm going to use the Remarkable Full Cover Concealer from Marc Jacobs. This is in the shade Bright, and I'm applying that with the Marc Jacobs The Conceal number 14 brush, and I'm applying this concealer just under my eyes, on the very inner part of my eyes and on the inner tear duct, because I don't need to conceal all the way under my eyes. I just need to apply concealer to that dark area in my tear duct area and just in the inner parts of my under eye. So I'm going to blend out the edges of this concealer slightly with the brush, but I'm maintaining that coverage that we get with the concealer. I'm not fading it out or sharing it out. And then I'm going to actually blend out the edges with a dampened Beauty Blender sponge. Again, you need to use your Beauty Blender dampened for it to give you great results. And I'm just tapping this over the concealer, just over the edges, to blend it out and blur out the lines so it's not an obvious line of delineation on my skin. Then for my foundation, I'm going to use my Giorgio Armani Maestro Foundation in shade number 9, and this is my absolute favorite foundation to use. It gives you a nice flawless finish, and it blurs out your skin and covers all the imperfections without being heavy or cakey. So it's kind of a buildable medium to full coverage, but it's still very lightweight. And I'm going to apply that with my IT Cosmetics Flat Top Foundation brush. And this brush also helps to give that airbrush finish because it is so feathery light that it just blends in the foundation over the skin without, you know, disrupting your skin too much or causing you to show your pores through. It really just brushes over your skin like an airbrush would, and just flawlessly blends in this foundation. So apply this all over your skin. I'm bringing some down on my neck so it blends in seamlessly, and then I'm applying this lastly to my forehead, which I find I need the least coverage. And boom, yeah, I went ahead and did an eyeshadow look. So this is going to be a tutorial, but I've done nothing else to the face. So let's move on now and do some highlighting and some contouring. So for the contour in the hollows of my cheeks and down my nose, I want to cast a shadow. So I want a more gray toned product, and for this I'm going to use my Coffee Walnut Pro Sculpting Cream from MAC, which is one of their new products, and it is just a creamy nude shade with a gray undertone, and I'm going to blend that in with my Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques. Then to apply the contour down the bridge of my nose, I'm using my Precision Angled Kabuki brush from Sigma, and I'm applying the contour in a straight line just to create a slimming effect and blending out the edges slightly. So on my forehead area, I'm also going to do some contouring, but I want it to be a warmer, more bronzy shade. So I'm going to use Vientiane from NARS. This is one of their matte multiples, which is, as you can see, a caramel brown shade. And I'm also going to blend this in with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Then I'm going to go in with a dampened beauty blender to blend out some of those edges. I don't want to wait until the end to do all the blending, so I'm blending intermittently while I'm contouring and highlighting. Now for my highlight, I'm going to use two different products. I'm going to use the Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Waterproof Concealer, and I'm going to apply this under my eyes, directly under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose. Since this is a really light shade, I don't want to apply it all over my highlight areas. I just want to apply it in those areas. And then for in the middle of my forehead and just on the top of my cheeks, I'm going to use Honey foundation stick from Fashion Fair. This is the Fast Finish foundation stick, and this is a creamy, more skin tone caramel shade, so I'm going to apply that in the areas that I don't want that intense bright light highlight, but I still want it to pop out highlighted on my face. Then to blend in this product, I'm using my round top kabuki brush from Sigma, which is a great brush for blending in cream products onto the skin, so you have a nice flawless blended in finish. And I'm just blending that in the areas that I applied the highlight. Then once again, I'm going in with the beauty blender and I'm blending the highlighted areas into the contour areas and the foundation, so there are no harsh lines and everything kind of blends seamlessly together. Now I'm going to go back in with whatever is left on my contour brushes and just reapply in the areas that we did our contour, just to make sure that we blend in that shade a little bit more where the highlight may have taken over. So I'm just going to blend along the bridge of my nose and in my forehead area and along the sides of my cheeks, so we can still blend in the highlight and the contour colors without adding any more product. Now I'm going to go ahead and sit for a few minutes and let this cook, honey, cook on your face. What that does is allows your skin, or the oils in your skin, the natural moisture in your skin and the cream products to kind of meld together. And you know, if there's going to be places that you need to touch up, that's going to come out, and if there are places that need a little bit more coverage, that's also going to come out. So just let this sit, let this cook for a couple minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and then come back and finish up with powder products. So now that my skin has had a chance to mellow out and the products have settled in and everything has blended together, I'm going to absorb any excess moisture and oil that has seeped through with just a single ply of tissue paper, and I'm just going to dab this over my skin so that it absorbs and picks up any of that excess moisture. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my foundation using my Girl On Mineral Powder. This is in the shade Beige Moyen, and I'm going to use a powder puff and press this onto my skin. So I'm going to press and roll to make sure that we have this product completely pressed into the skin without disturbing the highlight and contour and foundation underneath. Now to add some highlight to my skin, I'm going in with Dim Light Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, and this is just a light kind of dusty champagne color. It's a matte finish, so there won't be any shimmer or anything, and I'm just going to apply this lightly under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose, and also a little bit in my forehead, just to bring a little bit more light to that area that we highlighted. And I'm going to just apply this with my S135 brush from Cosette. For my contour, I'm going to use this Pro Sculpting Powder from MAC. It's called Shade Stir, and it's just a matte sculpting shade, and I'm going to apply that to the hollows of my cheeks and also on my forehead and along the bridge of my nose, just lightly to emphasize that contour that we already did with the cream products. And for that, I'm just going to use my angled brush from IT Cosmetics. And then to blend some powder down the bridge of my nose, I'm going to use the Inglot 4SS large blending brush. And of course, if there are any telltale contour lines or highlight lines, go in with your beauty blender again and blend out those edges. Now for a pop of color on my cheeks, I'm going to use Modern Mandarin blush from MAC, which is a nice tangerine shade, and I'm going to apply that with my powder contour brush from Chanel. This is the number 2 brush. And I'm just going to apply that to the tops of my cheeks and blend it in. And then for a pop of like a golden highlight, I'm going to grab my Perfectly Poised Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC, which I think this, any tan skin woman, any woman of color, any deeper skin should definitely grab this, because this is like glorious on deeper tan skin. And I'm going to blend this over just the high points of my cheeks with my S110 brush from Haku Hodo. So there you go guys, that's the finished look. I absolutely love this foundation routine for an amped up look if I'm going out on a date and I want to look extra special, or if I'm going to the club, I'm going out for a night on the town. I definitely love this foundation look because it makes you look glowy without looking shiny because of the highlight and the contour. It also can be worn for a wedding if you want to wear it for your wedding, but the only thing I would probably change is to make sure that you use a primer that's going to ensure that your foundation is long wearing throughout those long hours of celebrating you and your marriage and your husband. And another thing that you have to be mindful for wedding makeup is that you don't want to have SPF in the products that you're using. I don't think I had SPF in any of these products, so they're perfect for this, you know, for wedding makeup as well. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If there's anything else you want to see, please let me know below in the comments. And as usual, I'll leave links to my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter account so you can follow me there. And I'll leave a list of the products I used as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!